It was a subject which she was very engaged and, very deep into trying to understand elephant-human conflict. That was the project she was doing.
Right.
So internships help a lot, provided they do exactly what they're interested in. And somewhere it ties back to what they've studied on one side, and if there is a connection to industry on the other side.
What would you like to add to this, Prakash sir, about the role of internships? And going beyond that, I would like to ask the panelists, anybody want to answer this? Should there be internships for teachers as well?
Absolutely. Internships not just for students. In fact, at any given point of time in my industry, we have 2 or 3 batches students every year coming from various institutes, and we like their enthusiasm, and we try to actively engage to the extent possible in the industry. But what I would ideally love to see is also the faculty, if not every time or every day, but at least on a weekly basis, come with the students, or maybe be the bridge, be part of that loop. And not just that the faculty is sitting and students are sent to industry and they learn something and come and present, and that's the end of it, but rather faculty becoming part of it. And to that extent, or in that regard, I had a small point, and which I want to ask Raj if that is something that is feasible. Because if you take any industry, you have different functions in an industry, right? You have research and development, you have engineering, then you have production team. So all of these functions don't require the same skills. And all of these functions are managed with different skill sets. For research, you may have a highly qualified doctorate or somebody with that bent of mind. For engineering, different. And for fabrication or manufacturing, you need a different skill set. So in the same way, when the faculty is expected to teach, do research, and manage all the documentation, are we utilizing a resource of a certain quality for doing end-to-end all the activities? Is it right? Or is it possible that for every department, a set of 2 or 3 resources can be provided of just the required skill set for documentation and handling all the administrative activity, which actually gives more time for the
It's more like administrative work.
Yes.
They are burdened with it.
And not just one resource for the institute, but really good amount of resources provided, spread across, which frees the faculty, which probably you can actually make it more productive by bringing down the number of faculty also required, because now you don't want them doing all the things. So is such a thing possible? I want to ask Raj.
It's possible. The management has to be aligned with that kind of thinking. It's very tough. It's very tough. But that will have to be done increasingly. Say, for example, let us say there is in a particular department about 15 or 16 staff, 2 or 3 on average should be working in industry for a period of, let us say, 1, 2, 3 years. That's that internship. Then 1 or 2 who are maybe younger and still building themselves could be doing the kind of documentation work that you are saying.
Just to clarify, not the same staff, but maybe just a graduate or even undergraduate level staff who is doing them, because you just need a clerical expertise to manage that documentation. You don't need a PhD or an MTech.
Technology has come to a large extent where learning management systems are installed in their computers, so it takes care of your FA, SA marks, it takes care of creating your question paper with the required difficulty levels. All of that is taken care. But how many managements are willing? It's all about willingness to invest.
That's the key. The management has to understand the problem and then be able to, within the certain frameworks that they operate. That is very key.
In the framework, there will be some...
But they have to have the inner strength to redesign the way they think about the college.
Right.
And if that can happen, better colleges can happen.
Right. Coming to Rajaram sir. Yes, sir. You want to add something, please?
See, if you look at industry automation, where everything used to be done manual over a period of time, industries have, done things to automate a large amount of stuff, right? Even Industry 4.0 is all about automation. But I think education system has been left behind. While industries move forward, education system has got left behind, and there is definitely a need to automate the entire thing. like a proper ERP, where the data transfer happens from one place to other. You don't have to rekey information every time. That is pending, and I think it's worth doing that.
So on one part, we have the industry which laments saying that the students are unskilled. Year after year, we have this employability surveys which says that hardly 10-15% of engineering or MBA graduates are employable. On the other hand, we have faculty who come out straight off college and go and start teaching. Or even if you look at the quality of the research that happens at PhD level, most of it is unusable by the industry. It's all table research. So the ball is, coming back and forth. So what is your take on this? Do you feel that real research is actually happening by the faculty in institutes?
These issues are independent of each other. Let me explain by some of the practical examples. This is about the role of faculty in bridging this gap now. Right? And we are thinking of, research, industrial research on one hand, on the other hand, internship for the faculty, etc. Look at what is happening. In early 90s, when Nasim Rao government came and they had to devaluate rupee, they said no more funding available for IITs also. You have to earn your own money. In next 3 years' time, you should be earning all your money. So, which means do industrial work. There was a huge agitation among the faculty, the senior faculty, professors. If we start doing industrial work, we will lose our cutting edge in academic excellence. They pushed back on that. They did not take up. My kind of fellows who had just started PhD, we were pushed into that. I did, it was successful. It went on creating a lot of assets, led to a lot of masters and PhDs and so on. Also, I got branded as less academic and more industrial. On the other hand, we could bring in the, the industrial research, the current research into academics. I had the opportunity to create my own courses. The entire intelligent, machines and system course was created. Intelligent manufacturing system, lab and course I created. Entire MTech course in intelligent machines and system based on this industry content, right? On the other hand, now what is happening is, because particularly all this debate is originated in the IT industry, which is after this analytics, AI and ML. What is happening? Particularly computers. I told you about top university, which has gotten rid of all other courses. When they became university, only computer science, its variants, they are producing 1,000 graduates. Now, and then the next top one college, they are inviting industry to share their problems, conduct hackathons. Right from second year, students are exposed to that. Second year, third year, final year, students are encouraged to participate. They get credits for that. They also get prize money. I had to go and conduct this on behalf of my clients in the industry, getting some small problems done. We have to sponsor that. In one top college, we had to sponsor the money, some 25,000 rupees for a 24 hours hackathon kind of thing. I go and share the problem, share the domain, what is the approach to the problem. They do, I have to monitor, I have to evaluate, and so on. At the end of that, I got surprised. I asked the HOD, what is the role of faculty? It's basically event management. Then I said, it has made your job easy, is it not? Industry will come, give their problem, tell you how to solve the problem, and they are paying you money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Right.
Faculty is now, they have freedom to learn from this. But will that make them more qualified for industry? Suppose the answer is yes, then why will they stay in academics? Industry pays them more.
It need not be that they transition from academics to industry, but at least they can prepare students who will be eligible for industry better.
No, that's where there is gap.
And quick.
The youngsters, I was surprised, in my half-day workshop, they were able to catch the problem.
Yeah.
Overnight, they were able to figure out what programming, what structure, that. In next half day, they actually delivered.
Correct.
Can you imagine a faculty doing that? And why should they be doing that?
Right.
Now, this was with one. The other top university, they offered us money to bring in industry problem. They called it banana problem, orange problem, and jackfruit problem. They are willing to pay us 50,000 rupees per banana problem, 1 lakh rupee per orange problem, and 2 lakh rupee per. This is the kind of bidding going on.
Right.
Because
maybe there is also trust.
So the faculty is really in a spot, I would say.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah. It's like prep up or else is that situation. To sum it up, we are coming to an end. of this panel discussion. So to sum it up, I would like last comments, summarizing comments from all of you. Sir, would you like to, what would be your final comments on this? How do you bridge the gap how do you see this gap bridging as an investor, as a mentor, mainly?
Only these 3 points. A, appeal to managements of all the institutions to give more breathing room for the faculty so that they can engage in some value-add activity of their expertise. B, appeal to all the faculty that if you don't buck up, you will be left behind. Yes. You will be rendered irrelevant.
Obsolete, totally.
Obsolete,
yeah.
Because students are not going to stop.
Right.
Industry is not going to let them stop. They are focused on building a company or joining a company, so they are going to strive hard.
Right.
So, faculty, and I also consider myself as part of that community, we have to be relevant, we have to upskill, we have to learn.
Continuously.
Continuously.
That should be a continuous learning process.
Yes,
right.
And of course, then last stakeholders are industries, a call to industries to take this as a serious national problem,
right.
and
right.
don't look at institutes or students as a burden in the activity and engage in this.
Right.
Which perhaps even the institutes and industries need to understand collectively.
Yes.
And build this partnership more deeply.
Yes. Yeah. Raj sir, your concluding remarks on this.
Yeah. So just to summarize, teachers were brought up in a different era.
Yes.
We live in a different era. The gap needs to be bridged by training the teachers, and entities like Dattamsh will be very useful. There need to be internships, like Prakash said, but it is I believe it should be by engaging industry groups, CII, NASSCOM, or including manufacturing groups. They need to be engaged, and they need to be convinced with case studies by the teachers of the colleges that this will be beneficial for both of us. And educational entities need to interact with the industry. That is very, very important. And managements should champion for teachers, a portion of our teachers, sabbaticals that take our teachers to industry, so that, as sir said, they come back with better solutions for...
they come back with what is the real-time requirement of the industry.
They can actually enhance a lot.
Enhance, yes. So yes. Sir, concluding remarks in a minute.
Yeah. See, this particular phenomena of IT industry, looking at the global demand for skills in terms of human resource, dumping that on the academic, the whole academia, and demanding that they should deliver, that is unfair. Academia and educators need not take it lying down in the name of competition, whatever. Yes, industry participation is necessary. Where industry is getting directly benefited, they will have to invest in internships, apprenticeship, bring their problem to academia, and possibly open up their own, institutions. It was like that. HAL Staff College was one, and after 20-30 years of assault by IT industry, ISRO did the same thing. They started Indian Institute of Space Technology. Otherwise, they would not get the real engineering talent they actually need.
Right.
So with these as the guidelines, there are a lot of scope without compromising on the basics of engineering, without compromising on the academic excellence, and without pushing everybody among student and faculty who is not meant for industry.
Right.
If we can do something, that should be welcome.
That's a lot of student psychology also at play. I think teachers need to be good psychologists. So your concluding remarks.
Yeah, I think there are millions of individual units with regards to the students out there in the market. Each one, the connect with the students is important. That I think is missing. Perhaps 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, there was some connect with the teachers. We still remember XYZ teacher for whatever things that they taught us in those schools. So teacher-student connect in trying to identify what is needed and providing them what is needed by the student. I think that will be a big game changer as far as this industry goes.
These are some great insights. I don't know how many of you have actually noted down. I would, because this is something which is very relevant to us as teachers. And it is relevant to the industry as well. They have put forward ideas that the management needs to be proactive within their framework. Yes, there is a limitation, there is a border, a boundary within which we have to function. Teachers need to prep themselves lest they become obsolete. There needs to be more focus on internships, focused internships, where they've also added that students, their aptitude, what do you like to do, as Kadkosa said. Veterinary science was something it triggered into her. So these are some of the takeaways of today's panel discussion. You could definitely add more over tea. And I think incorporating within us, it all starts with me. So each one of you, each one of us, if we start implementing these suggestions, I think we can make a better nation. And India as a Vishwa Guru, this dream is going to be fulfilled. We are the creators of the future is what I feel. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, panelists. It was great hearing to your insights. Thank you so much.
Can I just talk about one risk?
Yes, sir, please.
The teacher community here. Sorry, 1 minute. There's somebody already trying to build, the fake, whatever fakery that is happening out there, right? Trying to build a system which will take away your identity as a teacher and deliver answers to students, from a system perspective. So it would be as though you are speaking, but a machine will be talking, behind. As far as that is concerned. So that is one big risk for teachers. If students don't like you, they will go somewhere else.
They always have an option for online learning. They do have. Thank you, sir. Thank you for adding this angle of risk as well. Yes. So we are exactly on time. Thank you so much, panelists.